Hello, everybody. Welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together. Do you want to interview? It's just me and Daniel, which I kind of actually love because Hannah's not here to interrupt me. She's over in Poland sorting out some legal stuff. Do you want to introduce the show?
Yeah, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage. Woo!
And the young prince in waiting, Daniel Andrews. Someday, well, I don't have anything, Daniel, for you to inherit, really. Well, I do have some money in some shares.
Sweet.
Yes, because Warren Buffett kept on coming up in my feed. I've got some shares on a platform called Trading 212, but I'm a bit nervous about it. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if it goes out of fucking business? You know, do I get my money back? How much actual money can I invest? These are the questions. Yeah, there's a guy who parks a white van outside my house, and I don't like it, Daniel. It lowers the tone of the neighborhood. I hate white vans. I wish he would fuck off and park his white van outside his own place. Are there people out there who just cannot stand white vans? Why are they so, is the word ubiquitous? Why are they everywhere? Why do people drive white vans? Do you get cheaper insurance if your car looks shit?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, is it? Is that the idea? But like white vans, they just remind me of, they just don't look good.
No. So
like this little area of Portobello, it's like a movie set on a Sherlock Holmes film or something. And then you just look over in the corner and there's this big dirty old white van with an old fucking mattress in the back or something.
Where are all these handymen coming from?
Yeah. I'd love to find out where that guy lives and just park a white van outside his house.
Yeah.
And then I was in Fallon and Burn, or Financially Burn, that overpriced supermarket in town. And there was this couple ahead of me. I'm so angry thinking about this. And they were ordering food from the deli counter. Now this couple was in his 50s. It didn't help that the guy had a fucking man bun. And I don't know why, but she just reminded me of a carrot, weirdly.
Right.
She just looked like she had those carrot vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what that means, but that's how I felt.
Red hair.
I don't know. She just looked like a carrot. A fucking carrot. You look like a fucking vegetable. But anyway, so the two of them were there, and they were taking their time. They're asking every fucking question under the sun about the food that was on it. What is in the cheese? Is it this, that, and the other cheese? And what kind of nuts are they? Look, you fucking fuck. You've lived long enough. You know what that is, okay? It's a lamb, whatever. That's a fucking beef bourguignon. That's a lasagna. Just order the fucking thing. And the guy behind the counter, very patient. He was going, yeah, no, that's fucking cashew nuts. I mean, and they were just like, really luxuriating in the fact that they were about to make a purchase of some fucking dinner, and they were just taking way more time. Like, I mean, like if I was in there, there's people behind you. Like, anyway, when it came to me, right, they asked me, what do I want? And I still didn't know what I wanted to eat up until the point they asked me. And then I made a quick, snap decision. I'll have that fucking chicken. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck. Goodbye. But meanwhile, this couple, and they're out, as we speak right now in this moment, they're out there somewhere just walking around the place, taking their fucking time with his man bun. I mean, it's amazing that people can exist in these little...
You should know your order before you go up to the counter, I think, That's
of course you fucking should.
Yeah.
There is a special place in hell for these bastards. And they're walking around now. It is funny though. There's just all these little kind of cliques and these people who exist, and we don't know about them. And but there they are, those two,
breathing the same air.
I wonder what do they like? What else do they take their time? You know what I mean? You know, I bet you when they go to a pub, what kind of lager do you... Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
No, could you have this type of lager? Just... I'd love to, like, get a funnel, stick it in his mouth, and just pour vodka in his face and drown him.
Oh, shit.
Come on, get... Nicely timed.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so we don't have a guest.
No.
Hopefully, our next podcast, we're going to have Pete Briquette, a.k.a. Paddy Cusack, my uncle, my mother's brother, who is the bass player in the Boomtown Rats. They're still gigging. They're actually gigging this Sunday at some festival in the north of Dublin. And I did text Bob Geldof, but unfortunately he said he couldn't make it. He actually replied to my text, Daniel.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll chat with. I call Pete Briquette Paddy. My uncle Paddy is the bass player in the Boomtown Rats. So we'll chat to him for the next podcast.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah, what were you saying? There was some breaking news.
Oh yeah, well, it seems that next year there'll be there was a proposal for the enhanced enhanced games.
This is great. Go on.
So like athletes will be allowed to use performance enhancing drugs to, you know, put on a crazy show for everyone. Like,
well, you see the Olympics, you see these, the world, whatever, and there's always, if somebody wins, there's always a slight sort of suspicion in the air. But with these enhanced games, yeah, he is doping. Yeah. Everyone's doping, and but I reckon though that even with these guys on performance enhancing drugs, I don't think they're going to beat any world records. Well, I would be very surprised if they did.
Well, would it depend who would be participating? As in, like, is it the top athletes?
Yeah, I think like if somebody does benefit from blood doping or performance enhancement drugs, they have to be really fucking top anyway.
Yeah.
Like, although Lance Armstrong, it's funny. Lance Armstrong, he should be there. Like poster boy, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But it kind of, it's probably a bit dangerous, for your body and all that. But I guess if they do it really with the right medical assistance, it does sound like a kind of very good idea, but not really. But it kind of is. Like it would be. I think everyone would tune into it, wouldn't they? And this is Scott Burbernick on the 100 meter. He is taking, testosterone and fliloglucone and this and the other. His blood levels are fucking crazy. He is, and all these guys at the 100 meter line. It would be very funny. I mean, I guess legally.
But what if someone like died on the track?
Well, something? I mean, that's the thing. They're all going to die on the track. There he goes, and he's just exploded on the finish line. I mean, that'll be what will happen.
Oh my god!
But I guess if it's your own, I mean, can you take?
But they're getting financial incentives for like.
But I wonder what the legal ramifications are. Like, I mean, can I take performance enhancing drugs? Like, it'd be funny actually, wouldn't it, to take whatever performance enhancing drugs just for the crack.
Oh, just like
yeah,
and see what happens.
Yeah, you just be like
but not exercise. Or what? Still exercise and see what happens.
There's no way around it. I benched 70 kilos. I did a few reps of 70 kilos today, Daniel.
Nice. So you're going to be in the games as well?
Yeah. Performance enhancing move. Well, doesn't Joe Rogan always go on about neurotropics or something, like for your brain?
Yeah, right. Some special powder or something.
Yeah. Well, that's something I'd love to see. I mean, the performance enhancing games. Yes. Hannah's away in Poland, in Elbląg. I was chatting to her yesterday, and it's like she's staying with her mom and dad, and she was saying things. I feel like a hostage here. Like, in other words, even though she's like it's like she reverts back to being a child.
Yeah.
And she was talking about Elbląg, the town she grew up in. It's just this fuck all happening there. It's quite like dead. There's just nothing happening in Elbląg. Do you remember Elbląg, which is what, about 30 minutes away from Gdańsk?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was there a year or two ago.
Is the camera on you now?
I was there a year or two.
Why wouldn't you? Okay.
I was there a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like very similar to what it was when I was younger. Like it hasn't changed too much. Like
yeah, I remember when I first went to Elbląg, there were some buildings that had still been destroyed and not restored from World War II.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's fucking...
Yeah, the old city, like...
yeah, like, so they're just... So, World War II, and they're 50 years later, fucking...
Yeah, I think they started more recently restoring the buildings, and yeah, the old city kind of looks nicer now. Like, but yeah, it's still a pretty quiet place. Like, yeah,
grey.
Yeah, yeah. But
you went to school in Elbląg, didn't you?
Yeah, like.
Oh my God, you were such a dote. Jesus Christ.
Like a music school. Learning.
A friend of mine died, Daniel. A friend of mine who I spent a lot of time with when I was younger, a guy called Colin Hayes, and he's the same age as me. And actually, I'm not sure if I can talk about it.
I don't know. Yeah.
But me and Colin, anyway, when I was living in Blackrock, I met him. I think I was about 15 or 16, and then as we got older, we became friendlier. And actually, when I was in Tokyo, Colin flew over to Tokyo for a week or something and hung out. This was when I was 24, so that's, Jesus Christ, that's over 30 years ago. And then when, before that, me and Colin went to Australia. I think it was 1988 we went to Australia, right? But the thing is, we didn't like it.
Oh, right.
And we spent a week there, and then we came back to Ireland. But he was a very smart dude, and he was really entrepreneurial, and he had great business nous, and he started one of the first mobile phone companies in Dublin.
Oh, wow.
And this is late 80s, 90s. He was driving around in this convertible Merc. He had a really fancy house in Dalkey, and he was a smart dude, really good at business. And then when you, me, and Hannah lived in Copenhagen, Colin used to come over there and visit us, and he'd this is when I was drinking, and he was very generous with his money. Do you remember him?
I can't say I remember much, yeah, of him.
But like Colin, we'd go to like really fancy restaurants,
Right.
And I think when we were in London once, we went to the Mirabelle. Was I talking about this?
I'm not sure, yeah.
So the Mirabelle is a restaurant owned by Marco Pierre White. And I think this is kind of, around the time of the Celtic Tiger. And we were, Colin was is the word flahulok with his money. And we bought a bottle of Australian wine called it was called Hill of Grace, and I think it was like 400 quid.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I've seen him spend. I saw him spend more on wine anyway. But this particular bottle of wine, and it's happened once or twice. It was so good that when you drank it, it went in your mouth. But the way with alcohol, there's just always a little hint of But this thing just sailed into your mouth, and it was just oh boy,
yeah.
And it was so good, it made me feel a little bit emotional, like in other words, a little tear came to your eye, just because I've never tasted something like this, tasted something like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, but the thing is, though, that's fine. But the thing is, we'd get pissed on this wine. You know what I mean? Right. And actually, Marco Pierre White was in residence. He was sitting at a table with other people, and I think I'm saying, hey, look over there. There's Marco Pierre White, and Colin might have said, go over and talk to him. So I went over drunk, So I'm sitting down on me honkers, you know, just talking to Margaret Pierre White, and he's telling me about, you know, his shooting weekend or some shite like that. But then anyway, there was some issue with the payment of the wine, right?
No.
And then we were standing at the exit. And as we were standing at the exit, the maitre d' was going, look, you know, so blah, 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 that was 800 and you've only paid 500 or something. And Andrew Lloyd Webber walks in, right? And, you know, he's this really effete, kind of like dainty, kind of, you know, multi-fucking billionaire, and obviously one of their best customers. And then when I saw him, there was a big map of the world, right? And then, Andrew Lloyd Webber, we used to own here, and this part of the world. And then the maitre d' said, fuck off, get out. But that was a highlight of it. But anyway, like, Colin, I feel very, very sad. It's such a fucking sad. You know, I hadn't seen Colin in a long time. But my God, we had some good times. We had some good times. He was a dude. We were in London together. I think I was about 21, and we applied for a job in a hardware store. We both applied in the same hardware store, and I got offered a job on the floor, like whatever the lowest rung in the ladder. In the hierarchy of the business. And Colin immediately got a management position. Oh, God. That's right. It's all coming back to me. So me and Colin went over to London, and I'd say I was about 21 or 22. I rented a Golf GTI. Yeah. So this is in the 80s. And this is around the time when the IRA were bombing London, or a few years previously. So I rented this Golf GTI, right? I don't think I had any insurance. I had no insurance. I had no license. And, you know, back then there was no, what you call it, GPS or anything, or navigation. So, you know, I had maps with me, and, you know, little written on maps, you know, just places where mates lived. And I was speeding along the embankment in London, and then the cops pulled me over, right? And, right, what's going on here then? And he said, I've got no insurance, I have no license, right? And so they take me to the cop shop. They take me to, they take me to the police station, right? And they're looking at these maps. And so they're sort of insinuating that I'm working for the fucking IRA or something.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm going like, oh, yeah, no, look, just my mates are living there, and I was just trying to find them. Yeah, you know, probably coming over here, taking jobs and all this sort of stuff. And then there's this Scottish cop, and he was so angry with me. Hey, I don't like you. And he made me bend over, and he strip searched me. He looked up my arse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this
Right,
before,
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the thing is, right, and then I'm telling him, because I was staying, I don't know if I was staying the same place as Colin, or maybe I used Colin's credit card or something like that.
Right. But
anyway, the cops went to where Colin's address was. They arrested him. And then, so I'm in a cell, right? You know, waiting for this to be sorted out. And then I look out the cell window, and on the opposite side, there's a cell window. And Colin's just looking at me through the window like this. Look, Daniel. You fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
And then I think we were up in the magistrate's court the next day. And then I think that's why we said, fuck UK, let's go to Australia. Then we went to Australia for a week, and we thought it was shite. But anyway, yeah, you know the way it is, friends, you just sort of drift apart and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he was some dude, Colin. Yeah, died on Saturday. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot about him. You know what I mean? Just memories are sort of flooding back now and all that.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 kids, and one's 26, one's 14, and you know what I mean? I don't know, Daniel. Awful fucking stuff. So I'm going to the well, this is out on Thursday, so I'm going to the funeral.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Colin Hayes.
Yes.
Did I talk about that Datsun 100A that that I angle grinded the roof off and it collapsed in on itself. Did I tell you about that?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, this is the final. Well, this is another Colin Hay story. So Colin was really good mechanically, and he started when he was very young fixing people's lawnmowers, and he sort of saved up money, and then he bought cars and fixed them up and sold them. You know what I mean? And Colin had figured out that if you go to certain areas of Dublin on rent day, and if you see a car that looks a bit shite, you'll probably get it for really cheap because people are desperate to pay their rent. Right. So it was really smart, really kind of street smarts. And so anyway, we knocked on this door, and so I bought this Datsun 100A for about 30 or 40 quid. No license, no insurance. I had a provisional license. But then I wanted a convertible car. So I rented an angle grinder. So I angle grinded the roof off the car. But the thing is, the chassis of the car is held together with the tension of the roof and the thing. So then the car started to collapse in on itself. And I was driving around it, and the cops stopped me and they said, right, get out of the fucking car. I think I told this story somewhere before, but anyway.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But
does that sound familiar to you, that story?
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's good.
Yeah,
some nice crazy stories, you and Colin.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. What else is happening this on?
Well, I was watching Mobland, and Pierce Brosnan's accent in the series is being heavily criticized because it's kind of like a very put on Irish accent that
is Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren was in 1893 or something. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know that. Yeah.
Who starred alongside her in that one? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, who I was in a film with called IT.
Where are you based?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. So I was chatting away. I was in a film with Pierce Brosnan, folks, called IT. What? You can't remember it? And I had 2 or 3 scenes, small role. No such thing as a small role. And during the takes, I mean, I have to say though, Pierce Brosnan, such a lovely bloke, like really friendly, affable. He could be anyway, because he's quite legendary. But I was having a smoke, and he would join me for a smoke. Jim, can I have a rollie? And he has that whispery sort of Hollywood Irish voice. And then, so yeah, I did some stand-up about him, because he said, where are you based? And I thought to myself, that's a rich man's question.
Yeah.
Because I'm not based anywhere. Like, I don't, I'm stuck in Dublin. And then I said, where are you based? And he said, I live in Malibu. And, like, we'll never get to Malibu, is what I'm trying to say. It's like he's living in this multi-million-dollar mansion overlooking whatever, is it the Pacific Ocean in Malibu?
Malibu, where's Malibu, in Florida?
It's on the West Coast.
Malibu,
California.
Yeah, Pacific Coast.
Yeah. So he'd be looking out onto the Pacific, and most of us, well, I assume most people watching this podcast are also stuck wherever you are, wherever you're living. But what must it be like to wake up in Malibu? You're there in this beautiful mansion. You've got this room and these just acreages of space, and you go out into your garden and you got a pool and sea breeze.
Yeah.
And then you're just living here in Portobello.
Would you go down to the spar shop for me and get me a bottle of fanny cream? It's raining. It's raining. My pants are soaking wet. Mary! Can I borrow your bicycle? Would you get a plaster?
Malibu. Hey, and then I think I had the idea of calling if I was ever in Malibu and find out where Pierce Brosnan lives. Hello, Pierce. Do you remember me? I was in a film with you called IT. I vaguely remember. We had a rollie together. Do you remember? And you said to me, where are you based? And I said, Dublin. I bet you never thought you'd see me outside your house. Well, I'm kind of busy now, but it's nice to see you. Oh, it's okay. I've been living in your back garden, so I have. What? I've been living in your back garden. And you love your pet flamingos. Leave those flamingos alone.
It's the start of a movie there.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan, 007. Shaken, not stirred. That's Tommy Nicholson. He's an Irish comedian.
Right.
He's from Cavan. Because you see, Pierce Brosnan was born in Navan.
Yeah, so what's with his Irish accent?
Oh, yeah, the Irish accent. It's so funny how Irish accents fuck people right up. It's one of the most difficult accents, seemingly, to do for English speakers because they're atrocious. But, of course, the Irish market, I mean, Irish people instantly recognise how bad an Irish accent is if it's not done correctly. But, of course... See, most Americans, I think the majority of Americans, hey, John, how's it going? Sure, look, I fell over the wall there the other day. 'Tis you, 'tis me, 100 top of the mornings, I think they think we're still a bit like that. I guess maybe we still are,
Little leprechauns.
Yeah. Little leprechauns. But anyway. So what about his accent? Did you hear it? Do you have it? Can we listen to it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just find a clip of it.
How long have we been broadcasting, Daniel?
26 minutes.
Feels longer.
Yes.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man.
Okay, stop it there. Name's Conrad Harrigan. Family. He fucked up family. Like, name's Conrad. The name's Conrad. I'm trying to put the name's Conrad Halligan. Family man. How does he say? The name's Conrad.
Play it again.
Yeah, go on.
Name's Conrad Harrigan.
Yeah.
Family man.
Family.
And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
Yeah, so better pray. So he's kind of, you can tell he's had a voice coach, and he's really right. Try it again, Pierce. Family. No, just say family, man, family. No, Pierce, just family. He should do it in his Calvin accent. Family. I remember one time, Daniel, I was at this book launch, right? And there was this guy from the Guinness family, right? Daniel.
Apparently he was going for a Kerry accent.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, I know how to get into the Kerry accent. Remember, just remember the Guinness thing. I want to tell the story afterwards.
Yeah.
The way I get into the Kerry accent is during the Savage Eye, I played the guard as a Kerry man. And I'd say, there's a guard in there trying to get out. So that sentence would get me into the Kerry accent.
Right.
So there's a guard in there trying to get out. What are you talking about? Because it sounded like I've suddenly slipped into Jamaican. I don't know, Corkin. Anyway, I'd have to concentrate. But he was that was supposed to be a Kerry accent.
Brendan told Pierce Brosnan told Radio Times, my own accent is very soft. Conrad's accent is a million miles away from me. I told him that I needed a Kerry accent, so he gave me the name of a man, and I googled the guy, and that was it.
Right. Well, listen. Anyway, the point is that the Irish, the Irish market isn't that big. The rest of the world, and so it doesn't really matter. He got it close enough, Pierce. Well done. Well done, Pierce. My name is Conrad Bronigan. My name is Conrad Bronigan. My name is Conrad Bronigan. I'm a family man. Anyway, one time I was at a book launch, right? And there's all these people, everybody was introducing themselves. And I was actually with Pete Briquette, who we're going to be interviewing the next podcast. And so, where are you? I think he said, where are you from? Or he asked me, what do you do? And he's a bit posh or whatever. Where are you from? I'm Dublin. And and Paddy said, I'm from Ballyjames, and I said, where are you from? And he went like this, like, family. And I said, what? Family. So he didn't want to say that, like, he was so posh that he's part of the Guinness Empire, and that he didn't really come from a town or a village. He came from his own estate, which was Farm Lee. So it was, it was like what's that Downton Abbey. Yeah. So that was the equivalent. He was saying Downton Abbey, really.
Right.
But he's like, where are you from? And he was like, and suddenly, I just felt like, is it yourself, Lord? Jesus. You wouldn't give us some bread. I've got 5 children that didn't. Family. Anyway, so he was really posh. There you go.
Wow. So posh that his eyebrows were waving.
Huh?
I don't know.
What?
No, I just imagine
that's the kind of thing that your man Don Rickles would say. Hey, look at him. He's so posh. His eyebrows are waving, and people would laugh, and then they'd go, "Huh? Why are we laughing?" Don Rickles. Anyway, so there you go. Yes, accents. What is another difficult accent to do? Brooklyn. That's a difficult one, Daniel.
Yeah.
Go on. Let's hear a Brooklyn accent.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Brooklyn?
You see, you got do.
Yeah.
It's all subtle. That's the thing about accents. I think, although that was good. Like if you're doing a London accent, you tend to talk like that, and but it's just a little bit more understated. Like, I don't know how can I talk like that now. Do I sound like I'm from London if I talk like this?
I think you do.
Do you sound like from London?
A little bit.
Right. Hello. My name is Michael Caine. What about the guy in Shawshank Redemption? Well, Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. He had a quietness about him, but he's got such a good voice. What's his name?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Andy Dufresne. He had a quietness about him. Or, apparently that film didn't do well at the time. What a great film.
Yeah.
But I guess it just didn't capture people's imagination because of the name, apparently. Shawshank Redemption. But I don't know. There's lots of films that have got weird fucking names and they're hugely popular.
Yes.
Andy Dufresne.
It's funny that in different languages, sometimes the title of the movie, in the different language, gives away the film.
Oh yeah.
So I think that was the case for some translations of the Shawshank Redemption in different languages. It gave away that somebody escaped or.
Oh, I see. Yeah. In Japanese, let's not go down that road, Daniel. Oh yeah, and another thing, I'd so love to contact Bobby Lee and Andrew Schultz. Is it? No, Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
They do a podcast called Bad Friends, and they are going to be performing in July in 3 Arena. Boy, oh boy, would I love to have them on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, Bob Geldof, great, cool. But for me, Bobby Lee is one of the greatest comedians ever. I find him so engaging, interesting, intelligent, smart. What a dude. Accents, okay. Scottish accent. Go on then.
Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe. Oh, that's right. The sports.
Either side of the keeper and he scores.
That's right. That's right. Well, the Edinburgh.
Ali McCoist.
There's a really nice guy who talks like that. There's a certain Scottish accents are really. No, there's a guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but I can't remember his name, but he's got a way of talking that's absolutely. It's just a very pleasant way. There's a very pleasant sound to his. Oh fuck it! I can't remember, man. What's your favourite accent, son?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching football and Ali McCoist comes on, it's funny, listening. Just his little quips.
Australian accents, they're quite nice.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, that's great. What's that cartoon?
Yeah, the Big Les.
Oh,
Big
fucking
Les
brilliant.
Shite.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's not aware of this. Go look up on YouTube. What is it called? The Big Les Show.
Yeah,
and it's a few animated cartoons.
Yeah, they just use Microsoft Paint to animate it.
Right, so it's this guy Big Les who's this handyman, I guess you'd say, or a construction worker.
No, it's Mike Nolan.
Mike Nolan is the construction worker.
Big Les is like the big guy with the pink shirt and
right,
glasses.
and it's just the funniest thing. And so there's one cartoon where Big Les is stopped by the cops, or Mike Nolan.
Yeah.
And the cops, and then they go, "Hey, fuck off, mate, yeah, fuck off." Right, get out of the car, mate. Can't talk to me like that. Yeah,
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Get fucked, mate. Get fucked. And then the cop tasers Mike Nolan, right? But Mike Nolan is such a hard bastard.
Yeah.
First of all, he pretends that it's hurting him. He goes, fuck off, get fucked. I was an electrician for fucking 10 years. Get fucked. And then the cop realizes he's such a hard bastard. He just goes, right, well, you better go now then. Come on. Yeah, get fucked. But it is funny. There are some hard bastards. Some of those construction workers.
Yeah.
Like the kind of strength that some people have.
Everything's cash in hand.
Oh, yeah, cash in hand. Yeah, it's such a great character, actually. I wonder, does he do any more of that stuff? It's so, yeah.
Yeah, he did more series recently of Sassy the Sasquatch and Clarence Claymore. Like,
well, the only problem with that stuff is that it's so good. Some of it, if you started writing more and more of them, you'd dilute the brilliance of it. I need to go. So look that up, folks. Big Les and Mike Nolan. It's a little anime. It's shittily animated, but anyway, it's very, very funny.
Yeah. For the YouTube rabbit hole.
For the YouTube rabbit hole. Welcome to the YouTube rabbit hole. Yeah. Okay. Other news, Daniel?
Not sure what else is.
Well, that terrible thing in Liverpool. Did you see that with the guy in the car who ran over supporters? Did you see that? I don't know if you want to talk about that. But, it's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. It's horrible. I'm not sure. I don't want to say. I don't know. I just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking, because on my Instagram feed, sometimes you just get lovely little stories of, things that would restore your faith in humanity. Because there's a lot of Instagrammers that, there's one Irish guy who just picks out all these horrible videos of people doing really stupid shit, and he's, and he's, he's kind of saying, God, this is awful, this is terrible, or whatever, and he gets a lot of views. But I just thought it'd be a nice thing just to show videos of just things that are life-affirming, consciousness-raising, mood-raising, that restore your faith in humanity.
Yeah.
Little clips and just say, isn't this lovely?
Yeah, there was a clip I saw of a nun, or like two nuns, and what was it? Oh yeah, a nun goes viral for unexpectedly beatboxing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Go on.
So I'll put on the clip.
Vocação, oh, vocação, oh, vocação, oh, vocação, oh. Rapaz, que é isso? Gente, é um show de talento.
Oh, that's cool. How old is she?
She's a bit like older, like, But it's I thought that was pretty funny.
That's lovely.
Yes.
So the nuns are forgiven. All is forgiven because you beatbox. Yeah. Why don't priests beatbox?
Yeah, like make cool raps.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. Go on, do it, Daniel.
Yeah.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say hello. And Jesus came down from the mountain and said to the people, hello. Okay. Jesus. Okay, I was looking for something. I can't. How long have you been broadcasting?
But yeah, maybe more people would go to church if like there was more like a gig atmosphere.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe if they change the routine a little bit, it's always the same thing, and this and this and now we'll offer the sign of peace. Why can't they come up with new material from time to time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a story. It's a story back from like 2021, but it happened in Turkey, and it was a missing man that joins a search party to look for himself. So. Yeah, he accidentally joined his own search party for hours before realizing he was the person they were looking for.
Right. So he wasn't just being mental. He was actually he just was confused himself. He didn't know.
Yeah. And
where were they looking for him, or where did they think he was lost?
He wandered into a forest.
Yeah.
In Bursa province, and when he failed to return, his wife and friends alerted the local authorities, and then so the search party was sent out, and this guy stumbled across the search party and decided to join them for some reason.
So wait a sec, the search party are out looking for a guy, then this guy sort of presents himself in such a way that he doesn't look like he's the guy that they are searching for.
Apparently not, yeah.
I wonder who, so if we're on a search party, okay, who's that guy over there? And then he's like, "Hey, how you doing? What you doing? Oh, we're looking for someone. Oh yeah, who? Like, I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah, well, like,
or maybe he just didn't introduce himself. He just kind of got involved.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Yeah, but and then when they started calling out his name, he's like, "I'm here."
And how long was he searching for himself?
Apparently, like for they say here for hours, like, so that could be any amount of time, but like, yeah. I thought that was, my friend showed me that. I thought it was a funny story. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, have you watched The Last of Us?
Sorry, yeah, okay. What's The Last of Us?
It's well, it was originally a video game, but it's based on like a sort of zombie apocalypse.
Is Goggins in it? Your man Goggins?
No, that's Fallout.
Yeah. Is there any more series of that? Anyway, yeah. Who's in Last of Us?
Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah. Is it good? Is there a new season?
Yeah, there's a new season of it. Yeah. Just finished their releasing just on Monday.
Oh, I should watch it then.
Yeah. It's.
I also watched Murderbot. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, it's on Apple. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But why did you mention Last of Us?
Well, people are very mean towards the lead girl, Bella Ramsey.
Yeah.
Who plays Ellie in it, and they're like, they're comparing her face to a potato, like, like that they put a potato on her face, like. They Photoshop it in, or they just.
God, that's very hurtful to young kids. At that, you know.
I mean, just because she doesn't look like what the video game makes the character look like, like that, she's getting criticized.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like. Like even that. You remember that girl? I can't remember her name. She was doing these interviews about Disney and the Snow White thing or whatever. And she was quite woke and all that kind of stuff. And she was, but she was getting a lot of fucking negativity. I mean, like I've had negativity directed towards me. No way, really? Yeah. But I wonder at that level, like when it's really on a world scale, like how difficult is it for somebody to handle it? But I'll tell you though, there used to be this website in Dublin, in Ireland, called boards.ie. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Is it still going?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so there was people would set up pages, a topic, for instance, and there was one topic which said, "I hate David McSavage." Right? Why are you laughing, Daniel?
Yeah, I think I might have seen it. Like,
yeah, did you, Daniel? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. And I hate David McSavage. And then it's just loads of people. Yeah, he's a cunt. He's a this. He's a fucking, I want to smash his face in. Piece of shit, motherfucker. And I remember reading this like 2009 or something. And just going through every single comment and just reading it all. And, just like just feeling disgusted. And then the thing is, even if you'll forget about it like a few hours later, but you're just, the atmosphere of it is just sitting on you still. And then when you meet people, are you okay? But you're in a bad mood. it does have a kind of residual effect on you. But I just don't. I honestly avoid comments. I don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? Because you can't really do anything about them. I mean, there are some criticisms that are really good, and you can learn from them. But when people are just being like just really kind of offhand and cunty, just because, well, whatever, what?
No, like, yeah, would you ignore them any message, or would you, or is it just the negative ones, or?
No, well, the negative ones are fine if they have a point to them, but it's just these general kind of, you're a pile of shit, you're not funny, fuck you, whatever the fuck, or
the general hate kind of.
Yeah.
And then so like on a bigger scale for like stars, like what would they be going through, like if they're getting so much hate, like?
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing though. With stars or performers, they've reached this level of success and this popularity, right? But that popularity is just for a specific area of cinema being so if they go into the public arena and they start voicing political opinions or whatever, suddenly I think it's quite shocking for them. It's shocking. It's shocking for them to realize, oh, that popularity that I was enjoying doesn't really exist in this space. Because and also I think when you're really talking about something, you kind of have to be. Well, certainly with politicians, I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but they're fully prepared. They have loads of lines. They've got a team of people. They're researched, and they know exactly how to react and what to say to any barb coming at them. Whereas, a performer, a movie star, they think normally they're just treated like, oh my God, and, they say something that's not that funny now. So suddenly they think that level of adoration and worship carries over into other areas.
Right.
And it doesn't.
Stick to acting.
Yeah, but also I think it kind of, sometimes it's better I think for actors to sort of just keep a low profile, because if you know them too well, it can kind of it fucks up their, like, I mean, for instance, like Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith was kind of bearable, in his films and all that. He thought he was so witty, and was he? Okay, but I can't really enjoy him anymore because he attacked what's his name? Chris Rock. Fellow comedian. I just can't, and I don't think he's properly ever addressed it. I mean, if he came on and said, look, I'm not well, I'm in a codependent relationship, I lost it, I had a fucking, breakdown, and I wanted to win back my fucked up girlfriend by showing like that I am a man, and I'm whatever. It was an accumulate, and I was so far. I'm getting fucking therapy or whatever. I've got rid of that relationship, and but if he said something that had the ring of truth to it, that had honesty, and where he's not looking for Chris Rock to be his friend, if he just, as they say in Alcoholics Anonymous, if he cleaned up his side of the fucking street, and then moved on. I think he's brought out a new rap song or something, a new rap thing. Have you heard about it?
Maybe a bit. Yeah, I didn't look into it too much.
Actually, we just play it and we can end on this.
Y'all be having trouble with, let them run their mouths. I mean, really, that's what come with this. They built a wall, but I'm jumping it and loving it. They want me to be done with it, but I'm still having fun with it. Writing songs, writing checks, writing history, righting wrongs, but I'm still right mentally. I go to sleep and my ancestors visit me. They surrounded me, gave me the vision vividly, gave me a lion to protect me in this industry. Now I just walk and he chew through my enemies. Feel like I'm just getting started, they tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all, this is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him, this is the bounce back.
But he's going on like people were out to get him. He's the one who fucked up. He's the one He's the architect of his own downfall. He's the guy who fucked everything up, and he's going there, you know. But no, and he just looks like he thinks he's onto a winner, but you can see in his face, like there's some authentic part of himself on his facial expression that goes, "We want no part of this, man. We need," and then like, oh boy, it's out of tune. It doesn't work. But you know, maybe people will be convinced. Not me though. I'm not his demographic. What can I say? But we wish him well, Daniel. I wonder where he's based. He lives next door to me, Pierce Brosnan. Hello, Will. I hope your troubles are over. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Daniel, yeah, we good?
Yeah.
Are we good? Thank you so much, Daniel, for being a fantastic producer. And, you know. Oh, yeah, next episode is Pete Burkett from the Boomtown Rats.
Oh, yeah.
Can you remember, do you know any song from the Boomtown Rats?
I Don't Like Mondays.
Go on, sing it then. Go on, just sing it and ruin the podcast. Go on. Go on.
I don't like Mondays.
Go on.
I don't
Go
know.
on.
I can't remember.
Daniel. The silicon chip inside a head was switched to overload. But oh yeah, we'd be demonetized. Not that we make any fucking money. Jesus, give me a break. Okay. Thanks everyone. See you next time. Cheers. Have a good week.